Coastal Carolina just announced that all concessions will be free at home games this fall. Little Coastal Carolina. I don't know what kind of TV revenue that they bring in compared to the big boys. We don't get those reports from any of the conferences south of the American Conference. We hear about the Power Conference contracts and how much their TV rights are. And then I've been able to find the American Conference, which has been the 6th conference, now the 5th conference in terms of TV media rights volume. And then after that, it obviously just falls into the abyss. But because it falls into the abyss, those media rights and the money that comes in for the media rights for those schools is actually a bigger deal depending on your perspective. They need the money more to operate the football program. Let's say Coastal Carolina makes $1 million a year from TV rights. And I don't know how much it pays for them to sell concessions at their games. They probably average 20,000 people per game. Jackson could probably tell us to the number what their average attendance was last year, but I would guess about 20,000 per game. But these fine folks at Coastal Carolina are saying, come to the ball game. You get yourself 4 items. You get a hot dog, nachos, popcorn, and you get yourself a fountain drink. Always enjoyed that term, a fountain drink. No limit on the number of game visits. In-game, whoa, wait a minute. With no limit on the number of in-game visits? Am I reading that correctly? You roll up there in the first quarter, you go pregame. I don't care if they raised the ticket prices. They couldn't have raised them that much. They saved a family of 4, probably each person. That is a good $20 deal. What's a dog now? Those things are like $7. Popcorn, $5. Drink, $5. $20. For as many times as you want to go to the concession? Is that what I just read? I love this. I think I should produce a video on this, or maybe I am right now. This is phenomenal. You've got a family of 5. You got 3 kids. You got the wife. You got yourself. You go to the ball game. And my goodness, I think the average person wouldn't mind going up there twice a game. Maybe a pregame visit, then maybe a halftime visit. I love it. I love it. I could sit and just gloat in this. Thank you so much. Jackson coming through there. I was off by 1,415 people per game. 21,415 was the average attendance for Coastal Carolina for the 2024 season. So this is, wonder how big their stadium is. Jackson, can you look that up? Wonder how much room capacity they have in the stadium for most of their games. So are they close to a sellout? I was doing some research for our program rankings that are coming out here soon. And I saw where Delaware, of course, and Missouri State are being added to the FBS. And they both have stadium capacities of around 23,000. So let's say Coastal Carolina has a stadium that seats 30,000 people. And so they typically have 8,000 or 9,000 empty seats. And maybe they're hoping just more people will show up. But still, there is no guarantee of that. I think they're actually, I don't know. I don't know what the economics are exactly. I was going to say, I bet they're losing money on this proposition. They are slightly losing some money because obviously the margin on these items is huge. So of course they're not losing $20 for every time somebody steps up to the concession stand. They're losing about $3. but still $3 to $5, let's say, to process all of that. But they got to pay concession workers. They have to pay for it to be shipped there, trucked there, dealt with. This is tremendous. I love this. You got 21,000 people in the stands. You're going to feed all of them probably a $20 concession. They're probably sacrificing $500,000 per game. Not that they're losing $500,000 because the margin's so high, but they probably could have made $500,000 per game, and we're making $500,000 per game on those concessions. Look at that. The capacity is 21,000. They sold out all their games. This is not even Akron or Kent State. I pick on my hometown teams. Those are the two schools that are the closest to me personally, where I grew up. The two worst football programs in the country. It must be something in the Akron water. I don't know that we want to have Akron water tested, but Kent and Akron, the two worst football programs in the country, historically. And Kent State is right now. This isn't even when they've got, 400 people in the stands at an Akron U football game on a Tuesday night in Maction saying, you know what, we feel bad for these people that show up and actually take in our lousy football games, that we're going to give them some concessions. What this also reminds me of is on the final day of the 1990 baseball season. This was a great memory. My buddy Heath and I, there was one game added to the Indians season. They played a makeup date on the final day of the regular season. Well, the final day of the regular season was on a Sunday. This is back when Major League Baseball always ended its seasons on a Sunday. And they added a game on Monday. A makeup day. Makeup game on a Monday. Season's over. And $1. And we got a hot dog, popcorn, an ice cream, and a drink, I think was the lineup, plus the seat for $1. And we probably sat 20 rows behind home plate, watched the Royals and the Indians, and watched George Brett put a capper on his final batting championship. Phenomenal. Loved it.